We begin our show, though, with news out of Milwaukee. The Bucks and Giannis, they're in a disagreement over whether or not the superstar will play another game this season. That's according to our senior insider, Shams Charania. Now, today, the Players Association weighed in. Remember, Antetokounmpo, he's missed the last 4 games. That brings the total number of games he has missed this season to 35 as he's dealt with those various leg injuries. But the central question here is this. Is he healthy enough to play? And here is the development within the last hour with the Players Association releasing this statement. Stay with me here. It says in part, quote, the player participation policy was designed by the league to hold teams accountable and ensure that when all-stars, like Giannis, is healthy and ready to play, that he's on the court. Unfortunately, they continue, anti-tanking policies are only as effective as their enforcement. Fans, broadcast partners, the integrity of the game itself will continue to suffer as long as ownership goes unchecked. We look forward to collaborating with the NBA on meaningful new proposals that will directly address and discourage tanking. Okay, there is a lot there as we say hello to Shams Charania. Let's sort through this a little bit, Shams. What more details can you give us on the situation between the Giannis, the Bucks, and the Players Association here?
Look, my understanding is the NBPA has had conversations with Giannis and his reps, and they believe from those conversations that Giannis feels he's healthy enough that he wants to play when he's right, while the Bucks clearly have also been on the other side of this where they disagree. They believe it's best for him to shut down for the remainder of the season, prioritizing his future, the team's future. He's had 5 different injuries this season. Their season is effectively over as well. So the NBPA officials want the league to look into this more, and the NBA, as it does with all of these player participation policy cases, they will look into it. They'll continue to monitor it, examine it. He's been out the last 3 games, so how much more further does this extend? Does this really get to the end of the season without Giannis playing? And the NBPA's overarching point in all this is about tanking and getting a seat at the table with the NBA as far as having their own proposals, their own ideas on how to curb this, with this Bucks example being the latest at the forefront of the league.
Okay, so we do expect the NBA to be looking into this further. Shams, thank you very much for that insight as we welcome you all inside our Los Angeles studio. Danny Green, Brian Windhorst, Tim McMahon. Brian, I want to start with you here because I hear all that, and yet I'm not sure tanking is, in this example, what is central in this issue.
Let's take the tanking thing. We know about that. Let's push that aside.
And if Brian's pushing it to the side, he's the first person to put tanking front and center.
This is a failure to communicate. It's a failure to communicate between Giannis and the Bucks. It's a failure to get on the same page, just like it was at trade season. We just saw Ramona Shelburne have that article last week quoting the Bucks ownership, saying, if Giannis doesn't extend, we're going to trade him. Don't you think that's a discussion they would have with him? And at the risk of parodying myself,
oh, here it goes.
Why would the Bucks not want to play Giannis? Why? Why would they not want to play him? They don't want to play him because they do not want him to get hurt.
Right.
Because he's gotten hurt 5 times. Do they care about him and want the best for him? Of course. But Danny, why do they not want him to get hurt?
I would assume they want a better draft pick.
And protect their trade assets.
Now we've got it. If they wanted a better draft pick, they wouldn't have tried to win when he was injured earlier. They won while he was injured, and they've screwed their draft position. Maybe they will get lucky, and they will hop up, and basketball karma will go. But this is a team that doesn't want the player to play so that he doesn't get hurt, so that he can be traded for a higher value. They will not say this, but this is what their actions are very clearly sending.
The Bucks have dug themselves into purgatory by constantly doing whatever Giannis wants year after year after year. That's how they got to this situation. They have to look out for the best interest of the franchise. The best interest of the franchise is to maximize the value they get for Giannis this summer in a trade, okay? And these games are meaningless. The Bucks are not making the play-in. The Bucks stink, okay? By the way, the Bucks are perfectly capable of losing with Giannis on the court. They've lost 9 of the last 12 games with him on the court. This is not about tanking. This is about protecting the trade value, and their only way to have any reasonable hope out of purgatory is to get a massive haul for Giannis in the trade market this summer. They can't do that if he suffers a catastrophic injury, which is the concern, especially considering the repeated calf strains.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit torn because I love what Giannis's approach is. I love that he wants to play.
Absolutely.
But you have to save him from himself. He's had that calf injury multiple times. One could argue his value could go up if you show that how healthy he is and what he can play, what he could do for your group. But they have lost with him when he's come back on the floor. So it doesn't make sense in my mind. So I'm a little bit, like I said, torn between should we shut him down, should we play him? But ultimately, he should rest and sit because it makes sense for both parties.
Well, and ultimately, I am not. You're not a doctor, and so what we so what we can't sit up here and adjudicate is whether or not Giannis is actually healthy right now. That isn't something that we are able to do, and without that makes this very, very complicated. But I'm not surprised. It is the Players Association job to weigh in on this, and we will certainly keep you updated as this endless saga continues. I kind of matched the Bucks background a little bit here. All right, let's get to some action. The Red Hot Lakers, they were in Detroit last night. Here is how this one went down. Remember, no Cade Cunningham.
Nasty
LeBron
boys.
James, though, he finished the first half scoreless. That hasn't happened a whole lot. Didn't continue, though, into the third quarter here.
Yeah, no, that pinky got better in the second half, knocked down a tray ball.
Lakers cut the deficit to 11, and then here comes Luka Doncic. 32 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. The Lakers come back from down 16 to
mental prospect, a two-way dude, got a standard contract, and lighten up the Lakers in this one.
Final seconds here. It's a 1-point game. Austin Reeves goes to the cup and gets that one to go. So now it's a 1-point sprint. So the Pistons snap the Lakers' win streak. Detroit holds on to get the win, 113-110. And we mentioned they've been kind of okay. They've been just fine without Cade this season. They've gone 8-2 without their star. That 800 win percentage, not only better than their record with Cade Cunningham. No, we're not saying they're better without Cade, but it is better than every team's record this season. On the flip side, though, LeBron, he kept it short and sweet when he was talking about his new role with the Lakers. Take a listen.
It's the role that I'm playing for the ball club. In order for us to win ball games, it's the role that I'm playing, and it's just how the game is going.
That's what's required of him. It is what it is. The Lakers' 9-game winning streak, it is over, but it is the longest since they won the title in 1920. I learned something, though, I think, about the Lakers during this stretch. What about you, Bri?
Well, if you look at their big three that really were struggling with playing together, I mean, their numbers were, frankly, losing numbers coming into this stretch. With LeBron changing his role a little bit, with all of them being healthy. Let's not forget that health, and also Rui Hachimura and Marcus Smart were not healthy last night, but they've been healthy in this stretch. That was able to get some traction that you can build on going forward.
And you had to wonder, would Jenkins go for 30 if Marcus Smart was maybe on him?
Maybe not, but I mean, on the flip side, Detroit was missing Cade Cunningham and Isaiah Stewart, some of the other better players, so there's no excuse
here. There you go.
But the Lakers have shown some growth, and defensively, I like their activity. They've been moving around, offensively scrambling. Like you said, they only played like 13 games previous to this with their big three, so they didn't have a lot of minutes on the road together. So they're finally getting a rhythm, but they're showing some defensive growth and some end-of-game clutch plays that Greg St. Jean, JJ's drawn up. So, and
by the way,
guys like X Factor step up.
That was a really good play that they had drawn up that had freed Luka for a three, but Tobias Harris tipped it.
Exactly.
But I do think the biggest takeaway from the month of March, where this is their first loss all month, is that trio can fit together. That trio can thrive together. And look, was LeBron thrilled that he went scoreless in the first half? Obviously not. But since he's willingly kind of accepted the called a backseat role, the third option role, he has been remarkably efficient, dominant in that role. The numbers are off the charts, and he looks fresher. He looks, I mean, the guy had 6 dunks.
And that is the whole, what it seems to me, point of this role change for LeBron James, is to keep him fresh for when it matters the most so that they can win a playoff series and hopefully more. But you've covered Luka Doncic for years, and during this stretch, what he has shown has been incredible. I'm curious if this is the best level, and yes, we've seen him play in the finals. Is this the best level we've seen him play?
I don't know if I can say that, because this is a guy who's taken a flawed Mavericks roster to the finals. I mean, you know, Luka has proven that he can carry a team offensively and be a significant contributor defensively, and he's done that this month. I'm not going to say this is the best we've ever seen from Luka, but this is Luka at his best, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's his best. I mean, he's shooting, at the last 8 or 10 games, he was shooting a high clip from 3. When he's making threes, that's when you're in trouble, because he shoots that step back. It shoots around 33, 36%. He's been shooting at 44, 45% three-point So that's when you see nights where 60 comes in.
Right.
So this is the best we've seen. And defensively, he's active. Like, he's getting steals, putting his body on line, doing the little things they ask him to do. So this is why they've had that 9-game win streak.
Well, and could we see another one start with the utmost respect to their next opponents, the Indiana
they have a
Pacers,
very favorable
the Brooklyn Nets coming up
Washington
here that
Wizards.
they're hosting, the Wizards.
The Nell.
Could we see? That's rude. It's